Hello, and good friggin' afternoon. So, another one of these came out. Finally, there's another one. So, it's apparently 26 more AIs. So there's all that. Kind of loading the background music here since it's taking a hot second for some reason. Come on, background music. Hopefully this one doesn't blow anyone's ears out. About there-ish, maybe? Alright, hopefully, if I'm understanding all this stuff right, hopefully that's all good. Maybe, kinda, sorta. Actually, I'm gonna pull out this mixer here, lower it just a little bit before somebody tells me that it's all incorrect again. Alright, there we are. Hopefully, that's all it. So, as with every other time, this is the rocket-only run. Well, you know, gonna try and one-shot this as much as possible. And hello, Mr. Javelins. Yes, sure as hell I'm going live with this. So I haven't seen any of these, I haven't practiced any of them, so screw it, let's go ahead and try this crap live. Sure, we'll do it live. Alright, so first one, this one I've at least gotten a little peek at because I had to load it up. We've got two Sawas in here, we've got the heavy plas, we've got a fun combo here with the sort of ghetto tri-missiles, as I like to call them, Howie and 800 MG. We've got this one with the laser and what looks like a blade, I believe. And, yeah, then we've got this one with, looks like Howie, linear, I'm assuming that's on the back left, ammo extender, and the Sawa. There we go, nice big old chug of coffee. We're good to go. Ready to do the thing. Alright, so, I've heard that these are pretty friggin' difficult, so I guess we'll see how it goes. Let's see, we've got extra energy. And we've got decoy, so that's just dead weight in this case. Alright, let's do this thing. Expecting lots of overheat, lots of aggression, not a lot of speed, but lots of power. Seems like he's probably addressed... Actually, I didn't take a look at the radiator. Right, let's get rid of this, because we're not going to need it. I'm going to keep the extra rockets just in case I need them. Haven't had a whole lot of practice today, aside from that one slow-mo match with Mr. Celtic Spear. Going pretty fun. Okay, you took your first shot. Alright, yeah, definitely lots of aggression going on. I don't know if that same out-of-bounds don't-do-it rule counts, but whatever. Either way, I want to run this guy out of his shots before anything else. Thing is, this guy's a very tricky build, all things considered, because he's got the linear for the longevity fight. I mean, that thing should be up to like 150. He's got the Sawa for the pressure, he's got the Howie for close range. So, very well covered. There we go. Honestly, this guy with EOs would be friggin' terrifying, but his shell defense is ridiculous. Like, even the double rockets are almost doing nothing. Don't know if all the clickety-clacks are coming through, but I have a tendency to. Wait a frickin' second, where's my musics? My musics, where are they? Loading. There we go. It's not exactly the theme I would have wanted, but it'll do. Alright, yeah, really, if it wasn't for his speed, he'd be... That doesn't count as out of bounds, whatever. I just slightly stepped out. I'm not gonna go and restart it if I do that this time, because, again, live. So, go. I'm just kind of counting it as you can't spend all your time out in the desert, even though that's kind of the easier way to do it. Sawa's gotta be running low. What I noticed recently, though, is it seems like in the multiplayer matches, you still end up getting their ammo info with the rockets. So it's specifically when you're fighting the AIs that you don't, which was an interesting little thing to find out. Ooh, okay, there we go. That's number one done. Now let's do that 25 more times. Okay. More coffee. If I suddenly get interrupted, by the way. Kiddo's running around and having fun. So, let's see who's next. Like we got another number one spot in the AI and the arena guy. For the, you know, the AC 3.5 that never happened. Looks like radiators, he's still running CR10s on everything, so good. Napalms should do their trick. Probably just afraid of the grenade launcher. I'm not too worried about the chain gun, not too worried about the laser, because that looks like the lightweight, right? Arm unit R, that's the 50. Is that the lower ammo one? I think that's the lower ammo one. I'm not 100% on that, but it very well might be. Let me know if anything's jacked up with the audio, by the way. I've noticed somebody came and left immediately, so I'm assuming it's either lagging or there's something janky with the audio that I don't know about yet. Do tell. Did not mean to fire there. There we go. Ooh, interesting maneuvers. Yeah, I see. You're going to be a hit-and-run cannoner, aren't you? Alright, Mr. Cannoneer. Ah, you're sneaky. Good. I too am sneaky. Yeah, you know what? This is a cool AI. Okay, I like this. This guy's got moves. What I need is a burn. Oof, you just got messed up with the building. Yeah, that's a cool maneuver he does. Good job with this one, dude. Wow. There he is. Get punished. Nope, I messed up there. Go this way. Let's fire there. No, he did not move like I thought he would. Good. Ah, jeez, you are a tricky one. I have a new favorite of your arena. Like, it's no longer Devil Cypress. This guy just took the title from Devil Cypress. Right there? No. No. Okay, that nailed him. Right there. No. Not doing your right strafe, huh? No. Double dodge. The OB and cannon. Fair enough. Again, not too worried about the chain gun, because I can just outboost that thing. Not to mention its long-range potential is pretty limited. Okay. Nope. Just got shot denied by a building. Yeah, is it lagging, by the way? Can anybody tell me? Because, yeah, somebody else just left. Oh, fudge. Okay. I've taken a few too many shots and threw away my minis. That's fine. I'll just finish you off with, napalms here. You out of shots? No, he should still have plenty of chain gun in him. There was a weird delay on that shot. Right. Probably gonna get me with Plink if I don't nail him at least once. I'm gonna need about 4 more shots on him to pull this off. That almost winged him. Hang on, I wish somebody could tell me how the audio is doing. The audio and connection. Because I'm showing solid on the output, but I don't know how YouTube's handling it. Oh, side shields are gone, that's why he's doing so much to me. I don't have enough range. And on the best of days, these things are not meant for sniping. There we are. Now you can have a nice long day. Another one for you. There's another. Nope. That one almost hit him. Yeah, this guy's moves, though. He's got some serious moves. Hang on one moment. Is this even on? Yes, it is. Okay. Train him. Okay, he almost got me there. Interesting, he's saving his ammunition for close range. I've never seen any of the AIs do that yet. Nope. Okay, one more shot will do it. Need to stop running into buildings here. Nope. Trying to trick me here. What's funny is it actually would be way faster just to lose and... Almost went into charging. Ah, clever, clever, clever. Alright. Get out. Can we, not, please? One moment. Okay, all good here. Let's do that again. This time with less throwing away my minis, because that's exactly what that situation's for. Alright. By the way, Mr. Javelins, is the audio coming through okay? Oh, hang on. Child, can you not unplug this, please? One moment, please. Okay, I don't know how much of that got heard there, but she, like, she comes through, like, it comes over, pulls out the, pulls the USB out of my computer, and is like, uh-oh! God, I love this kid. Alright. I'm gonna do the same thing. I know your tricks now, bud. Now that I know them. Yeah, but, man, good job with that maneuver. There we go. There's how you get him. There's his moment. Because he dodges, but he doesn't have a follow-up to that dodge. Oh, jeez. Oh boy. Alright, well, that never fails. The moment they end up turning on the stream thing, the kiddo will run straight into a playpen and get pretty upset. Alright, so. See, the thing is, man, when I'm training these ACs, they have their own identity, so it has to be unpredictable. Fantastic! Either way, so far, only seen 2 of them, already freaking loving it. There we go. Hit you. Should have been a hit. Actually, he might have just slightly dodged that one. But that's the nice thing, even when they're unpredictable, it's this nice thing where, like, after a moment you can just kind of read their AI. The only thing that ever throws me off as far as their AI and everything else goes is, like, whenever... Oh, but one moment. Okay, back. Yeah, we were having a little bit of a moment there. So that happened. Sorry about that. Long story short, teething can be a little bit of a crazy thing. Like, ends up running into a thing, all of a sudden that just reminds about teething, and, Okay, anyway. Enough, well, I guess it's sort of fitting, because Father's Day's coming up. I was gonna say enough dad stuff. But yeah, it's an unpredictable thing sometimes. So yeah, if you missed the first fight against this guy, it was just, like, just barely a loss. It was one shot off. Because I ended up throwing away my small rockets, as you do. So there we go. Done deal. To fight off some rogue tomatoes. I've been watching Attack of the Killer Tomatoes over there. That movie was weird. Alrighty. Can you hear the music okay, by the way? Hopefully that's coming through okay. Hopefully not too loud. Randomly been having, like I mentioned, that whole thing where it's just like showing up too loud for people for whatever reason. Despite the fact that I can clearly see on the bars that it should not be too loud. And let's see, we got Dinky MG, chain gun, rockets, and interesting to see you implementing more rockets. And plasma. Okay. Seems like mid-range dodging should be the way to go here. Alright. That away. FF12? I don't think I've actually played FF12, although that was a thing in FFTA2. Alright. Yeah, mid-range dodging seems to be doing the tricks so far. I'm not sure how many he has in that plasma. I think he has 12. Might be 24 in this one, but either way, it shouldn't matter too much. No longevity. Main takeaway there. Okay. That's some interesting maneuvers there, buddy. Guy's just psychotically bum rushing. Makes sense with his build. Seems like the MG is mostly there for pressure. It doesn't actually do a whole lot on its own. And he should be toast right about now. There we are. Should do it. One more and you are already dead. There we go. Not now. The first optional is to hunt down Rogue Tomato, Mont Blanc. Seems about right. That's basically how you end up starting off a good bit of FFTA2 also. Like a bunch of stuff where you just like go chase down ingredients and like you have to go fight exactly this much of this thing. Okay. Got tries. I think that's... Yeah, I think that one's the linear cannon. And then my favorite arm combo. Somebody's going to start off with missiles, as they usually do. Go ahead and go for the safety setup here. Yeah, you're locking on. I knew you were locking on. There. As soon as they hesitate, they're locking on. Or... You're gonna run to the hippity-hoppity glitch? Well, hello there, Mr. Hippity-hoppity. Drop that there, drop that there. Hopefully those will be close enough to deflect the missiles. Okay, yeah, wow, that stun is real. Now that thing's scary. Like, one of those things that it always gets underestimated, but then as soon as it ends up working right, it's got just the right firing rate to be annoying with its stun. Rogue cabbage. That sounds more of a RuneScape problem. Okay. And no. right there. He's on fire, it's just the heavies that I'm having a harder time hitting him with. Seems like he's changing up his pattern a little bit. I'm assuming this is one of those unpredictable ones you were talking about. So, out of curiosity, what was it that changed? These, it seems like the mentality of all of these is very different from the previous ones. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. Because the 800 MG is gonna tear through this thing now, because it no longer has shell armor. Nothing decent, anyway. What I'm gonna need is one more dual rocket here. Yep. Why am I lagging exactly? Go. Might have enough burn, but I... There we go, just got him. Glad I switched to the minis, because I was just like, okay, I need rapid fire, I need to get one more on him, and then... Just got it. So that'll do. But yeah, so yeah, what was the different mentality behind these? Because it, like I said, they definitely feel different. It seemed like with the last arena, they all had like a gimmick. They all had a thing that they were going for. With these ones, they seem like they're far more, I guess, evolved. This one's looking just like a pulverizer. Alright. I think we can toss both of those for this one. Divided their programming? In what way? A little off. Okay, new plan with this guy. Get one burn off on him, then actually bother with the hands unless I see a very clear shot, like right there. Well, aren't you aggressive? Well, I too can be aggressive. Although I also cannot see, so that's a problem. Turns out manual aiming's a lot easier when you can actually see what you're shooting at. Okay, new plan, dump all ammo in his direction. Because I'm not in a good position. In case I have to redo this, which is looking incredibly likely, I have a very different plan for this. That involves not letting this particular situation happen. Okay, he's on fire again, good. Come on, Crippletron. Never mind. I got him. Goodbye. There we are. A little bit of a lame finish, but that's exactly what I was going to do anyway. Alive, dang it. Octo's tried a multiple dude. Is that supposed to be two bunny chicks with an octopus? Are you wandering into the weird part of Japan again? Alright, warm-up number 2. We're apparently just getting past the squats. Alright. This is AIB. Okay, dual rifles, that's the 200H, I think, right? Or no, this is the 220. Actually, yeah, because the 200H is a little bit hotter, so yeah, that's going to be some pretty hefty shell defense. He's going to be setting up turrets, and he's got an EO. I like this. Really cool looking. Okay. Rogue cabbage. Yeah, I don't know. There was that whole phase of like around FF11, FF12, and like around FFTA and TA2. There was yeah, there was this really weird moment where they're just like, we gotta make all this inane stuff scary. Like FFTA2 has this whole long-winded. Oh yeah, you are gonna be douchey to fight. Unless I can out DPS you, which I can. I must break you. Yeah, the smallest should be able to take care of this. Nice ECM rockets. Unless that's a generator jammer? No, that's an FCS rocket. Okay. It would be really cool to see generator jammers. I hope those show up. Those almost never show up. Okay, he's already gone. Well, thank you, Mr. Javelins. Like to think I'm at least halfway competent. At something, at least. But yeah, so, yeah, FFTA2 had this whole thing with giant chickens, and you had this recurring boss. It was this, like, massive, like, probably 2-bed, 1-bath size chicken. And it was your very first enemy in the game, and if you did everything right, it was also the very last enemy in the game, too. Because odds are, you would end up doing a Dark Moon Tour at the very end rather than the actual end mission, because the end mission ends the game. And then you go back into and do all the New Game Plus stuff, and New Game Plus. That's pretty much going to end with Bright Moon Tour, because who the hell would ever leave a place like FFTA 2? Okay, this thing sounds like a scarier version of that one from earlier. We've got Grenade for pushback, we've got Howie for damage, pushback, and heat. We've got the Gatling Cannon, which is up to 300 for this one, and we've got Linear. This guy's got basically all ranges covered. Why is music not going exactly? Gotta correct that there, YouTube. Alright, plus side, no missiles. Oh, he did one for AC2. That'd have been interesting to see. I don't think I ever tried the rocket mechanics of AC2. I mean, I remember watching this, I don't know if anyone watched her back in the day, but there was this lady that was, I assume lady, because everything was very feminine about their channel, but they were doing a lot of, oh yeah, and they refused to do a voice thing, which is, like, usually there's a pretty understandable thing for that. You appear to be a little bit stuck, let me help you. Also appear to be a little bit hungry for rockets. Allow me to assist. Man, your FCS jammers are adorable! Anyway, what was I getting at here? So, let's see, giant chickens, cover that. Oh yeah, but yeah, no, so Queen Rain. I was Uni Rain for a while and then changed to Queen Rain, which I'm assuming is the same thing. I don't know if they had like a, like if they were misspelling it because they actually were from Japan or it was a joke thing. I don't know. Whatever. Point being, they tried to do a run of AC2 and AC3, and they did like this kind of sort of robotic voiceover thing, as I recall, and tried to do like text boxes that ended up exactly matching the text of the game and everything, which was pretty impressive. And it's kind of a shame. They just sort of like dropped off the face of the earth, and tried contacting them a while ago because they're one of their things is kind of how I met one of my longest known friends, because we were watching this thing on the Administrator OST. Like, this whole long discussion about AC3 happened, then AC2, and then just like the series in general, and oh my god, I'm gonna die on the very last thing here because I can't nail this one last shot. Oh, you dick! Ah, fine. Ah, we'll do it again. Yeah, I flubbed that at the last second, that's my bad. You've seen Queen Rain? Yeah, their channel was interesting. They did a bunch of OST stuff, and they seem to be getting a fair bit of views. I don't know what happened there. They just sort of dropped off the face of the earth. Hopefully they show up again. I was always interested to see how they would do it, but they were very... point being, they made very good use of rockets in AC2. That's originally what got me watching those runs. Because I wasn't really sure about watching AC runs, because like I just assumed everyone was going and running through the game, which was kind of exactly the problem, and I wonder if that's what ended up scaring away a lot of the people that would have potentially watched AC stuff. Because every now and then you would just see another LPer show up and like, yep, time to go run AC1 again, and then like they would redo AC1 and Project Phantasma, and occasionally you'd see a lunatic do Master of Arena, but we'd never see like AC3 or AC2, and then they were doing runs of that one, and they, like I said, made pretty good use of rockets. I was hoping to see more out of them, but they disappeared years ago. If you end up looking up the Administrator OST, they're probably going to be one of the first ones to come up. Let's see, that new guy, Limitary, hasn't done any videos in the last few weeks. Yeah, there were a few new guys that showed up and sort of disappeared. I don't know what happened with that. Like, I know there was a guy doing Project Phantasma, another guy from Master of Arena. I want to say one of them was doing Nexus or something, then I think somebody else was doing 3. They just seemed to kind of show up and leave. Alright, so we got cannon, mids, and minis. Interesting choice on the MG. That thing has to be a distraction. Cannon, what have we got inside? More RC-30s, that's fine. Oh, he changes moments? Yeah, I can believe that. Seems like a lot of these are doing a bit better of a job. Like, I noticed he was actually, in that last one, when his health got really low, he got way more aggressive. which is what happened there. He basically got me caught on a stun lock on a corner, and I couldn't aim my last shot to finish him off. So we did get to see that in the first fight, at least. Alright. I messed up a little bit there. Oh, crap, that's not what I meant to push. But it works out fine. We'll pretend it was intentional. Dang it, I meant to duck into those buildings, not be overheating here. They should have been able to at least withstand one of those. Alright. I'm assuming his AI knows not to fire when I have decoys out. I don't know if that's how far the predictions can go. What I do know, though, his left arm should be at least a little bit drained. Keeping those smalls around. Come on. Rookie mistakes, what are you doing? Keep him on fire. Mess up his aim with the minis. Oh, this guy's turning speed's pretty darn good. Fair enough. Dodge left. There was a fun thing earlier with Mr. Celtic that I really liked. So it was kind of fun to see how the different lock and dodge mechanics work in slow-mo. I actually didn't mean to leave it in slow-mo. I went and edited the video to be real time and everything, but you can still watch it in slow-mo. And it's just fun to see how stuff goes. So it was almost like this. It kind of reminded me of whenever there's like a drug scene in a movie or something, like where somebody just had a friggin' way too much coffee, or they were just on cocaine or some crap, or, you know, some other equally expected joke. But yeah, they were they were firing a Sawa, Selena's, and a sniper. Just like in slow-mo, you can dodge that stuff and just like kind of look at it as it's whizzing by. Just dodge between the two Selenas. Kind of expect the sniper rifle, because that's the only thing that moves at a reasonable speed. Like, it was kind of funny. But hang on one moment, I gotta go check what's going on here. It's suspiciously quiet. Give me one moment. Hello. Okay, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of dead air to cut out of this one. Alright, let's see. Also, we're gonna got shot, decoys, one rifle. Nice. First one gets the most views. Yeah, that's kind of always how it goes, Mr. Cow. Like, honestly, people look at one thing and like, ah, okay, I've seen the entire thing now. So, that's how it goes. Normally, people just want to see if you, like, what your gimmick is, more or less. Okay, so we've got 5 swarms, we've got a fair bit of heat output, but this guy, I'm expecting highly aggressive, in-your-face kind of a thing. I'm gonna go for burn and dodge on this one. If I suddenly mute it, it means stuff has gotten all dramatic over here again. But I'm assuming we should be all good. I don't know why we're having such a dramatic dinner here. Apparently this food is a bit of a long story or something. Okay. This guy's just turning the thing on and off. Interesting. Not sure why that one was so late to deploy, but whatever. You know, he's on fire. Thing is, I'm not running him out of missiles anytime soon, and I sure as hell won't have enough decoys. That's the thing with the tries, they're basically the best. What we have to do is out. Oh crap! Okay, no, that time that was completely not even me. So I don't even know how that triggered because I don't have that actually set on any of my buttons right now. Like I still have it on the left D-pad. And for some reason, that just ended up turning on the OB for unexplained reasons. Oh well. Such things happen. Redos happen. Oh. And we're lagging. Oh boy. Oh boy. Stuff is getting fun. Control issues and lag and stuff in the background. Did not turn fast enough. Why is he turning that on and off? Is that just meant to be as a distraction? Is he meant to be, like, popping out 2 shots at a time or something? Like using the MG as a rifle like Clazen does? Oh, hell. That was just lucky on his part, though. So that last one, I was aiming right for where he was going, and then he hit a building that was in the way. Dang it! Just got saved by a building. Okay, why am I... Okay, plug in, replug the controller. Now let's try this again. This time, with more stuff actually going right. Gotta go change the udder. Dude, that stuff is getting weird. Like, I don't know what kind of weird bionic cows you have out where you live. But every time that you mention udders, stuff just goes deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. We don't have to worry about the rabbit cows. Okay, we got that. Fair enough. He's very good at side coverage, I'll say. How the... Hang on. Something's not right with my controls. Because I just threw away my napalms. What the hell's going on here? D-pad down and thumb L. Well, I mean, that can be removed. That's probably what's doing it. How'd that happen? Thumb L is fine. I use it for that. It's very wrong with these controls. Hopefully that was the one that did it, though. I was holding down all the other buttons that probably would have purged it. Yeah, the other one's just throttle, so that's fine. Yeah, okay. That'll do it. What? Okay, hang on. It's just not even responding. Now we're back. Now we're back. Oh, man. What the crap is going on here? Oh, good lord. What is this? Okay. So... Okay. Nothing changed on the analog settings, so why are we permanently going up then? Yeah, this is... I'm permanently pressing X. Let's restart the fight. Maybe it's just stuck inputs or something. That was friggin' weird. Treat enemies the rifle as an MG? No, no, no. I was saying somebody that uses an MG like a rifle. So specifically, that was Clazen, because he does this whole pew 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 thing. Yeah, that was bizarre. They kept putting in inputs that weren't even there. Nope, still doing it. Okay, double check that it's not this. Okay, seems like I have control back again, hopefully. Whatever the hell happened there. And now I'm thinking offense is probably the way to go with this one. Just dodge the missiles as opposed to try and decoy them. Since he's kind of moving at enough speed to where he's actually throwing off the accuracy of his missiles. And I should be able to hand rocket him. Good. Good. And yeah, that'll do it. Fair enough. Yeah, restart, yeah. I don't know why I was derping out so hard. So what it kept doing, it kept assuming I was pushing the triangle button, and it kept assuming I was pushing the OB button. For whatever reason. Now the reason that's a problem, the reason that it purged it, is because it's circle, triangle, LR, and then whatever I'm using. So I tried to fire the howitzer, or not the howitzer, that was earlier today. I had the same bug happen earlier today during one of the fights. And it's actually funny because I think that's still in there, because he ended up throwing away his inside part. I ended up accidentally throwing away my howitzer and then just like went back and picked it back up. The Silent Line is awesome like that and gives you that feature. But alright. You, like you belong in Formula Front. You know, Formula Front had ammo extensions. No inside, no radiator. This guy's Bum Rusher Supreme, I guarantee it. You're gonna have a mech up your anus, I guarantee it. I'll get rid of that. Probably can get rid of the smalls too, but they might be useful in case this guy's very side evasive. Alright, let's see here. Left side. This guy's just using a chain gun and MG. You should have no ammo capacity. Medium armor probably would withstand the small rockets well enough. I'm not even going to really bother with those until I actually need them. I'm assuming, by the way, that the derp comment was not that the AI derped out and to fight it again, but I'm assuming it was probably that the controls derping out. If I am incorrect on that, please let me know. If it actually derped out and I'm supposed to fight it again. So we gotta keep this fair. Where'd you go? Over there. The yellow ones and the black ones are sometimes hard to see. Which is funny because yellow is normally a very easy color to see, but it's just because of the brown background. Yeah, you are a bum rusher. And you get aggressive at 50% health, don't ya? And I am stuck on a frickin' building. Wonderful. Luckily, my shield's held up, but I'm gonna die here. Yeah, there we go. See, what I should be doing is going forward. Whenever somebody does that kind of thing, if you end up pulling forward, you can just break straight out of that cycle. There's really no benefit to try and match a build like that. That's a very good trick. So, from what I understand, that one was put together probably as a trick. Essentially, you get comfortable with that beginning part, and you try to dogfight them, and then they outspeed you. But obviously, they're built entirely for speed. That's the thing. If you're evading, you can usually match for speed because you don't have to aim. Alright. You can have fun with your aggression. Exactly why did I run out there? I should have still had about a good 2 millimeters of red bar. Oh well. Such things happen. That's actually something you see happen every once in a while in Soundline. At least in the PSP remake. I don't recall that ever happening as a kid, but then again I also just kind of assumed I sucked because as a kid I kind of sucked. Which is funny considering I still managed to beat a 3 Kaiser vs. 1 fight. Like, right here where there's buildings, I can match his speed, but I don't have to, because I can just run him out of shots. Funny thing about the chain gun and most MGs in this game is if you end up going full speed, and you end up keeping a little bit of an angle, it only aims for your center, so when it's actually aiming, it's kind of assuming for a lead, kind of if it's facing your front. So if you end up kind of evading it at an angle, going full speed, it's essentially going to aim for where you're not. It's going to aim for where your arm would be instead of where your, well, it aims for where your torso would be, but because of correction and everything else, it would end up hitting you in the arm. Instead, it ends up hitting nothing because you are facing sideways. It's just a fun little thing. I'm assuming they did it that way on purpose, considering how often they show it in the intro movies and stuff like that. So, yeah. Everyone likes a good bullet lead scene. Yeah, I should be able to just match him here. Surprisingly, no. I was actually only hitting him with the napalms. Fair enough. We still got his chain gun. That thing's got some overheat for days, for sure. I'm running out of buildings to hide behind. Fair enough. I have to double check which chain gun he has, too. He thinks he's got the one with all the bullets in it. Alright. Or, we can just end it right here. Wait for him to run out real quick. Sure would be a shame if this right here happened. Yep, goodbye. Anyway, so what I was trying to say there is actually, there was a lesson that they had gone and tried to teach to pilots during World War II also. Specifically when they had early American pilots going against Japanese Zeros and stuff like that. That is just whenever you're outsped, never, ever, ever try to beat them at their own thing, because you will just die. It never works that way, so it's always this thing of you just try to counter in the other direction. And or just do something completely random, and it's usually going to be enough to have that person continue on in their thing, assuming you're going to try to match them. You know, and in this case it's an AI doing the exact same thing. Interesting, I saw a quad nuke build in there. Oh, this is filthy! Yeah, it's the 220H. We've got the 220H, we've got a blade, and we've got the LX. Man. This thing is just plain filthy. Alright, let's do this. Oh, no. Dang it. One moment. And back. Alright. Excuse me, puppy. Don't try to lick my hand. Thank you. Got a puppy over here trying to be a suck-up. I'm sure she did something she shouldn't have. Alright. Dang it. Down. A girl. It was just messing me up because puppy's licking my hand and I kind of prefer to sit with the controller down. Oh, you sheer unmitigated filth. Bringing a heat rifle and cannon. See, what he should have done is start off with the heat rifle. He's going for a heat cripple and then basically exactly what I do. Oh! He does Royals Jail Dance. I know everybody's figured that out at some point. Oh man, that's filthy. Dude, good friggin' job on this guy. Oh man, I love they actually programmed it to dance. Oh man. Dude, I'm gonna go friggin' beg TBM to do this, because this has to get covered. Oh my god. There we go. Gotcha. Got your number. I'm just slightly off. He's got a very particular dodge pattern, so he doesn't shoot right. He always shoots. He always goes for, I'd say, like 3 or 4 steps off from where you'd think he would be. Interesting. There's like a rattling noise coming through. Is that rattling noise coming through? Oh, jeez. I think my kiddo might have busted up my headset again. Dang. Poor thing looks like Frankenstein already. Alright, what do we got here? Clawblade, bazooka, chain gun, swarms. You are probably going for either heat or stun. Inside DD10s, so it sounds like dead weight. Blade I'm not worried about. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, funnily enough, so, yeah, almost beat Celtic earlier today with the rocket build, actually. Oh, you can hear it? Crap. Hang on a moment. Alright, I think that should fix it. See if that fixed it. Alright, let's prep for swarms. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, sorry about the rattle. I just kind of assumed it wasn't coming through, but there we are. Oh, hell no. I just threw it away again. Which tells me that we're about to have control issues again. Oh, it's just a fun day of technical problems, isn't it? Oh, that's fine. Hard mode it is. So weird not having anything in my left hand. Fine, I'll overheat you with these then. Filthy bazooka. Or maybe not. Well, no, he's got the CR-10, so he honestly shouldn't be going and recovering from dang near anything. Why do you always keep them with the CR-10, by the way? Seems like a little bit of an odd choice considering how easily they overheat. Like I'm assuming in many cases they're meant to just go and completely wreck stuff. Okay. Yeah, good that it's fixed. Yeah, it seems like she pulled out one of the mic cords and it was tapping the side of it. There's high from the background. Actually, I did notice these names, like Andy, Agier, Acqui, Aero, and Agro. I don't know the 5-letter ones, but the other ones I know of. Do they have some meaning in another language? Oh, jeez. Bugs coughing in the background. Not sure if you hear that. Gee, dual shotties. I wonder if you're gonna be aggressive. Things like an evolved shade. Alright. Do this thing. I'm gonna say small rockets and napalm. Just try to barrage him down and stun lock. Probably throw away those. Go for a long-range hand. Just at least one to cripple him. Get into close range, and then just barrage with smalls. That should do it. But then again, the hands might be able to do like 2,000 to him. As per usual, gotta let them get that first shot. Fine. Definitely cannot outspeed this guy. By a very wide margin. I can stun like him. And just get a good dang angle here. There we go. Oh, you're doing the wiggle dance too. Okay. Not exactly what I was going for here. I was hoping to have him start trying to pick his sides. Alright, hands it is. You gotta go for the hands. You're getting very small openings to take pot shots here. Interesting. He's going for a ground walk to recover, I think. High capacity, low recovery, maybe? He's out of his extensions. My armor's about to break. And there it goes. You are an evasive one, that's for sure. There we go. Gotcha. A little bit late, though. A little bit late. I needed to figure out the maneuver earlier. You should probably tell TBM to lay off the crow if TBM does these arenas, but I guess to be more satisfying options by using it. Yeah. He's OPI and crows. Yeah, that's a bit cheap. Although, if that's what he needs, that's what he needs. Thing is, that stuff is less, you know, cheap in terms of, you know, maybe it's fair, maybe it's the thing. It's just, it's a crutch, that's the thing. It's, doesn't end up doing a lot of the fancier stuff later. And it's funny, because I've seen him do some of the maneuvers that, you know, he really should be doing more of, and I'm kind of surprised, especially given that he loves, Last Raven and Nexus so much that he ends up having so many issues with basic maneuvers. And has a tendency to kind of get really locked into certain ways of dodging and everything else. Like, that's usually his thing, he doesn't adapt mid-fight. Not very often, anyway. I've seen it a few times where he did, but it might also be a commentary thing. It's hard to adapt while commentating. There we go. As you can often tell by the fact that I never end up trying to do the deathless runs while talking. There we are. Goodbye, Crippletron. Message retracted. Oh no! Did you say filthy, horrible, racist things? Probably not. Let's see, believe me, even if you have the latest cooling, it won't do any change. Gotcha. Fair enough. Does at least give a little bit more to overheat. But... what do you have? Kitchen, now. Go. Good girl. Alright, so this is Arrow. Hopefully not to do with Windows Arrow, in which case I can understand why we're fighting it. Alright, so I'm gonna have nukes. I'm gonna have nades, but I've got decoys with an ammo extender, I think, so not terribly worried about it. Inside DD-10s for some dead weight. Mr. Youngmaster, what did you say, by the way? Just out of curiosity, because I didn't catch it. It was not a Pokemon's. I didn't catch it. I wish he'd do more of that whole Pokemon to an AC thing. Because there's some of the super weird ones that ended up coming out for Sun and Moon that would end up making for some interesting episodes. Alright, how's, are you going for a quad nuke punch? Oh, please tell me you made a quad nuke puncher. There we go, go chase that. Yeah, okay, so I had a really disappointing moment earlier. So I was fighting Celtic. Okay, that was entirely my fault, because I tried to do an unnecessarily tricky maneuver there. I was trying to go by it, essentially go and decoy it out of the way, and I don't really know what benefit that would have given, but I tried to do something really stupid earlier today. So there was that fight with Celtic. And I have one of my ACs for the tournament is a quad nuker. Except with an ammo extender, so it's 12 nukes instead of 10, which tends to throw people off a fair bit. Well, at any rate, so halfway through the fight, like, he's low on ammo, he's basically got his blade and MG left. I'm running low on AP at that point. So I figure, okay, I'm gonna go do a tricky thing here. I'm gonna run myself out of ammo, he's gonna go for the blade, and I've already launched, like, 4 nukes at that point, so I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna go for the blade, he's gonna forget about dodging those nukes, and he's just gonna go for, like, a close-range thing, and then, you know, he's gonna get hit by those things. And then after the fight, we were talking about this, I'm like, you know, well, that completely didn't work. He just ended up continuing to dodge them and then just cut me afterwards, by the time I had actually recovered. Also, Sounds like I need to go deal with this, one moment. Point being, he was just asking me at that point, like, hey, why didn't you just wait for me to get close and just fire them off then? I'm like, that would have been a much better idea. Anyway, one moment. Hello again. Find humans know little of cows. Well, what if we know of little cows, too? What then? Death rabbit? Kinda looks like it. Gee, I wonder if you're locking on your quad nukes. You still have any? You should have 4, if I'm counting right. Always seems like as soon as I leave, somebody ends up coming in and then, like, leaving the second that I end up sitting back down. And then I just know that person's permanent opinion was just like, oh, this is one of those where people sit and stare at nothing all day kind of streams. What a loser. Okay, bye. Okay, that's... You know what? That's a good combo. Because then you're going and evading the missiles, and then he gets you with that. He's alternating. Alternating a bunch. I too can alternate. Oof, felt the heat from that one. You and your hops, buddy. Interesting note, though. Alright, yeah, his hopping makes it very hard to hit him with rockets. Interesting note. Because he's firing so many things up in the air, it's also resulting in a loss of armor during this process, too. So, pretty much, it seems like most of the time, with exceptions to sniper rifles for some reason, the armor destruction or extension destruction or weapon destruction, part destruction, whatever you want to friggin' call it, most of the parts seems to be determined just on how many projectiles something shoots. So, for example, shotguns are very good at it because it's a bunch of them hitting at once, and you got MGs, which unfortunately end up hitting a whole bunch all over the place, so they don't often end up breaking as much as shotties do. They tend to all converge around a single area. Missiles tend to be pretty good at it. I don't know why sniper rifles are so good at breaking shields. Like, breaking shields, breaking armor in general, just breaking any parts. They're just bizarrely good at it. And I'm assuming it's probably some kind of movie reference or something, like maybe somebody goes and, like, snipes somebody's armor in half. Somebody's armor in half, I should say. So I don't know, that's just kind of my general assumption on the thing. By the way, is anyone getting lag? Out of curiosity. Once again, with the coming and going, do I ask if anyone's having any connection issues? Oh, you little hippity-hoppity jerk. Alright. This is manageable. I'm running into a little bit of booster lag there sometimes. Probably about time to switch to the other controller then. If I end up switching back and forth between a few controllers, yeah, there's, considering a few people suddenly dropped, I'm gonna go ahead and assume there's probably some lag going on. Yeah, there we go, they just came back. Let's see, what's output looking like? Output is still showing perfect on my end, so that's either just weird stuff updating, or who knows. By the way, Mr. Javelin, quick question. How aware are they of decoys in the air? Like, will they fire if there's decoys in the air, or will they wait, or is it positional? Do you know? Like, have you gone and specifically done any of that? Make them aware of certain things? He's already dead, but whatever. I'm gonna keep firing. I like that one. That's a very clever thing with running away from missiles and catching with a grenade. Oh, didn't mean to do that. And alright, Mr. Aggro. Wow, you look a fair bit like Quebec. You're just missing the rockets and you're missing one of the other pistols. Well, I guess your head's better too. Actually, interesting note, the AIs in this one don't need the radar to function, whereas in Formula Front, if you don't end up giving them a radar, they will be borderline brain dead. Well, that's always fun. But that's probably just more of a mechanical thing they added. So you're gonna have stun for days, you've got ammo for days. And you've got tri-missiles, man. Alright, DPS race it is. Nah, you're good, you don't want to explain it? Okay, fair enough. Alright. DPS it is. I'm not... Okay, first off, lower aim just a tad. Gonna be aiming for his toes. He's gonna go for that. That's gonna jack up my aim like crazy. I can't even frickin' move. Here's what I need to do. I need to set up an angle. Just eat the missiles, set up an angle. There we go. That's why I said it's gonna be a DPS race. Because in order to do a double pistol build, he has to be in an aggressive stance, meaning he has to leave himself open for rockets, meaning I can punch him in the nose with those things. Thing is, the lefty isn't enough to keep me pinned. He has to use both of them to break through stability. Just, I typically mention this every single part, but this thing's stability is garbage, just so you know. This AC has almost no stability to speak of. Also, that was an accident. And/or my controls are being jacked up again, because I did not mean to throw away my napalms. Point being, it's got awful defense and stability, but it's got temporary high shell defense because of the shields. That's kind of the whole deal with this build. Also, one moment, Kiddo just finished her food, so let me go get her the next bit. Alrighty, all well and back. Managed to actually get up for a second without losing any folks. Alright, so that's the end of this one. This was number 1. Let's go to number 2. The toes are an armored fire at the flip. Exactly. Called armored core, not armored toes. That's a glaring weakness. Also, by the way, I love the grenade cannon arms in this arena. This just zooms in on, like, check out all our pixelation! It just looks so goofy when it does that. Barry. I see no magnum on you. Doesn't look like Barry Burton at all. Although, it kind of does remind me of Royal's Raid Barry. Actually, I'm loving the design of this thing right now, because it's got the 2 snipers, and then you look at the one eye on the head, and this looks exactly like how somebody would envision a sniper build. Actually, this thing kind of looks like Rose from AC2, sprouted 2 extra legs, just because she got tired of kneeling down, so she just sprouted 2 extra legs out of her rear end. That's gonna be the canon for this one, I think. Oh, fired at the flip-flops, that's what you were saying. Okay, those are gonna be multi-missiles. I'm not even remotely worried about those. Aim a little bit lower. Yeah, if you're not aware, there's a little bit of a different pattern. If you end up keeping your aim up standard where it usually is, usually you'll just end up firing straight over a quad, except for the head, and aiming for the head is just gonna be redonkulous, so you usually just aim for the toes while they're in the air. So that's why I aim it lower slightly and just aim for the tips of the legs, because they're hanging out more. And since location doesn't really matter unless you're going for a parry— oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, back. Child discovered a hidden thing of wet wipes. And you just know, you hear the crinkle in the background, and then all of a sudden you just... You know how you have the, like, kids that throw rice at weddings, and then you just, like, see this baby walking by? This is why babies are so good at that, because you see this baby walking by with, like, a package of wet wipes, just throwing them in the air. And, like, it doesn't matter how well you hide them, they will find them. Every single time. So, okay. Can be very effective as what they are here, because it seems like this build would be a lot more effective in LR. But they have to stay at range to make use of most of their stuff. So there we go. But yeah, so it's basically second nature to them, because they're just like, throw everything in the air. It's fine. Oh, it's hilarious. As I've mentioned over and over and over again, having a baby, basically constant entertainment. Because 90% of the time, they're just like running around messing with stuff. That's their existence. Oh boy. Oh boy. We've got the Edgelord build. The Edgelord whole setup here, except for the tie. I like this thing just because it's actually using the tie head. The chicken head's my favorite by far. We've got dual bazookas for maximum filth, and yeah, running the BE-905, so it should be pretty well good for long distance sprinting and filthiness. Okay, so I don't assume I'm actually even going to have time to set up the small rockets, so I'm going to throw those aside. I know for a fact he is going to get me with those. There we go. It's just a matter of punching him first when he comes around. Yeah. Maximum filth potential reached. Oh god, this is dirty. This is dirty! So dirty! See, this kind of stuff is exactly why, like, one of those things that comes up every single time. Like, why would you have giant mechs? They would just do exactly this. Why don't you just use a tank for exactly this? Just make a drone that flies around with, like, 2 bazookas duct taped to it and you're good to go. And so, you know, that's a pretty fair point right there. Yeah, that thing's pretty similar to what Overlord does. Excuse me, pup. You go lay down. Thought so. You had her dinner. You don't have to be messing with her. Alright. Well, filth begets filth, as they say. So, time to do some corner ducking. Actually, wait a sec. Why is this cord getting stuck? Yeah, there we go. That's better. Like, I use a wired mic, so there's this awkward thing sometimes, like where it gets stuck on something and you just feel it awkwardly rubbing up on my arm. Okay. Here's the thing. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this thing's mean. Mean, far from green BS machine, that's what it is. Oh, this stun lock is real. And I threw away my napalms. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant to do. My controls are busted. Oh god, it's so mean. Yeah. Like right there, I'm nailing dang near every shot against this guy, and... wow. Wow! Yeah, that hurts. See why humanoid mechs in space when only you can have a sphere with booster on all sides? Boars is your other half. Oh, is this Boars? Is this the one I was hearing about? Adaptable and versatile. See, their main thing is just specifically space mechs don't make sense because yeah, that whole orb thing. But they would have to be a specifically terrestrial thing because obviously their main benefit is the fact that they'd be able to walk over more terrain. They'd be able to adapt to more situations. As soon as you give mechs the ability to fly, they lose their point in existing. Which is kind of funny, because then that means the most realistic possible thing would have just been Mech Warrior. Like, where they can jump, and they can hover, and whatever else, but they just, like, they don't fly. Well, I guess Front Mission kind of also, but... Then you also have to account for the fact that they give them basically time travel powers, and then... You may think, you know, hey, there's no time travel thing that I can think of. Actually, wait a minute. Wasn't Evolved about time travel? I don't know. Evolved sucked. I don't remember anything about it. But, specifically, the fact that they get abilities like going and friggin' doing 4 rate of fires and 3s in a row. And it's like, yeah, they basically got time powers at that point. Chloe, drop it. That's not yours. Kitchen, now. Alright. Doggo dealt with. Alright, so yeah, if, I know what I need. Coffee, get over here. I need your powers. Alright. Powered by sweet, sweet sugar and caffeine. Alright, so he's gonna bust through there. The thing is, I need to get a good DPS run on him. If I get a good diagonal, I can basically just keep bashing him over and over and win a DPS race. This thing is, even in the worst of days, dual bazookas are all well and good, but double rockets can still win that DPS race. There we go. Bash, bash, bash. Look right there. Okay, that's not where he is at all. Like, the only reason that he can actually keep up with me here is because he can keep those fleets running all day with OPI. However, he can... OPI does not mess with his damage numbers, so he's already dead. Ha! Like I said, rockets, by and large, are the second best DPS that you can get, and especially at long range. Like, dual bazookas, they are still a fair bit lower. They've still got the same stun. The thing is, with double rockets, even if 2 shots don't overheat on their own, the napalm will. You're functionally firing 3 rockets, which is why they became really worthless later on when they nerfed it down to 1. Okay. Because yeah, why even bother having 2 barrels if you're just going to fire at once? Yeah, so you've got the Shade 2, aka the XCWPK, because someone's totally going to remember that hasn't played New Vegas before. Missiles, feels like you're just going to be an aggressive swarmer, maybe. As you played Gundam, Gam, PS2, where you mostly play Xeon, part of the other see. Mobile suit effectiveness on land. It's just really, if you think about it, the whole reason that we have legs is because it helps us get around on the terrain that we have. Anytime that there's flat terrain or whatever else, something with 4 legs will do better. With exception like stuff like goats, who are built specifically for handling small and high terrain, which is why their weight's distributed like it is. Like, nature's done a very good job of building a lot of stuff. So, for example, actually, there's this one guy on YouTube that I think breaks a lot of this stuff down very well, called Tier Zoo, in which they basically look at all the friggin' stuff on Earth and how it evolved and everything else from the perspective of a friggin' MMO. Which seems like a weird way to do it, but just trust me, it's a lot more entertaining than it sounds. It's just like, think of all food as XP, basically. Anyhow, so point being, it's like, the whole thing with humanity, right, is just, we're supposed to be able to get around and adapt to situations, so we can essentially arc down to use 4 legs to climb, and use 2 legs to get around, so that we don't need to use as many legs. Basically, if you have 4 legs, you will end up getting tired before something that has 2 legs. So, generally speaking, as far as humanity goes, our main thing is just intelligence and endurance. So, we typically just tend to outlast stuff rather than overpower it or outspeed it or whatever else. Like, even a gazelle can run way the crap faster than the person can. It'll get tired in a much shorter distance. You love Tier Zoo? Yeah, those guys are... That guy is just amazing. Yeah, the ability to throw things is amazing, like rockets. Alright, Bomberman over here, so we got double nades and a linear. You're definitely going aggressive. See, how do Monster Hunter monsters evolve? Radiation. I assume Godzilla rules apply in that situation. Yeah, there was a thing that, God, what the hell's the name of this show? There was a guy, the science, Because Science, there we go. They were doing a thing, actually, on Monster Hunter weapons, and specifically whether or not that stuff would be practical. And it's like, yeah, the things themselves, provided anybody could finally figure out the ability to actually swing that thing without going flying themselves, The weapons themselves would be practical in that situation if you don't have, like, a cannon or something, but still. Also, I think we've reached that point now where I can actually just evade stuff pretty effectively. Alright. See, this is why there was never a need for rockets as weapon arms. Because just having one on each arm is way more effective. Oh, well, there goes the child with my phone. I'm not getting that back. Yeah, if you've never seen Tears Zoo, just check it out. It's so good. Goodbye. Wait a minute, what? Did that guy just eat a napalm? What did he... Oh, wait a second. Wait a freaking second. Like, I know some stuff, if you hit it, like, with grenades, it ends up shutting it off, but he did... What happened there? I saw an explosion, something came out of him, so I wonder what he fired that collided with my rocket to save him. Do you have a... Hang on, do you have decoys? Yeah. Wait, no. He had RC-30s, which I never saw him fire. I guess it's possible? Let's see. No one seems to get is that hunters and monsters are non-normal humans. They can do things like that. Yeah, pretty much. Although, the funny part is, you know what the biggest question was? It wasn't, child, how did you get my phone unlocked? Bring it here. No, we just threw it on the floor and left it alone? Okay, fair enough. This guy, by the way, looks like swarms, lasers, the usual aggressive, I'm gonna throw everything at you, and hang on, she's got my phone again. One moment. Okay, back. So, the main thing that actually came out of that whole kind of discussion was, like, okay, provided somebody could figure out the strength to swing the thing, then they would still run into the issue that they would have to be super heavy. Operating under the assumption that the armor itself managed to somehow be powered and essentially give them enough weight to be able to withstand swinging the thing, then the biggest question came down to whether or not the handle would actually be able to do it, because apparently the amount of weight that would go down on that handle, just due to, you know, stuff scaling up and all that, and just scaling in general when it comes to nature not working out so hot, would have just resulted in a thing where pretty much no material known to man would be able to withstand it. So they would have to have some absurdly durable and flexible to some degree material. I think they said it would be almost the equivalent of, like, the moon being friggin' moved. Something like that. I forget the specifics, but yeah, just like look up Because Science. They also have a bunch of interesting friggin' stuff. So it's funny, they actually had this other show on there called Musk Watch, which was just like this whole thing of all kinds of cool stuff Elon Musk was doing. And then he started doing all this nefarious, shady crap lately. And it just kind of turned into Watch. It's a shame. That guy was, like, on his way to full-on hero status for such a long time. I mean, my brother practically has a man crush on the guy, and... Man, what happened there? Why do you have to start going all dictatory? Don't go supervillain, Mr. Musk. God, how hilarious would it be if, like, by some bizarre logic he ended up ever watching this, which would actually never happen. Pretty sure the odds of me just finding $1 billion friggin' dollars just buried in a hole are higher than that. That seems low on ammo because he's taking his shots slow. One thing I've noticed so far, they're very good at saving those last few shots. Thing is, so am I, and I've got a lot more of them. So that hopping pattern is very nice. And, due to convenient little things here, such as my rockets have almost no reload time, his other stuff here is basically moot. So I can just decoy out of those. So, I can't read the full comment, just because I'm looking at the... Oh, tricky. Tricky. You had me fooled there. Okay, so I've got to completely wail on this guy now, because, he's basically completely got me cornered if, he catches up to me here. So all I saw was handles, but, yeah, as far as special materials for handles and whatever else, it would have basically been a thing where it's unclear how they would ever manage to manipulate such a thing if it was actually strong enough to be able to withstand that kind of pressure. Okay. Time to do those same dodges that I pulled off earlier today. Come on. Oh, jeez. Freaking die right here. For the record, I'm not intentionally going out of the border, it's just... It's the only place I can go to that he doesn't have area coverage right now. Like, it could be more flat land in that general direction, I would still have to go there. Because any other direction is just death. Okay, stun lock, burn. Ah, jeez. If I didn't get stuck on the corner of that building, that would have been it. Alright, let's see. Assume handles are made of special stuff. You're only dealing with a couple hundred pounds tops. Monster armor, weapons... Okay, so, a couple hundred pounds, yes. Actually, I think they said the overall weight of the thing came out to like 170. I think like 176 pounds or something. But the thing is, well, just look up any formulas as far as just anything in nature scaling up. Because it goes up ridiculously. That's kind of like why ants are able to lift 10 times their weight, but if you scale them up, they wouldn't even be able to stand. So just stuff like that does not end up going too well as soon as you put it higher. Okay. Again, not really hiding on the corner of the map here. I'm just trying to get away from this guy's fire. It just happens to be where he's leading me. He's got full direction control right now. Fine, he can take it. Oh. You've met with an unfortunate fate, haven't you? Oh, building glitch. Goodbye. Well, he's on fire, but he's probably already dead. There we go. Took you out. Create storms just by existing? Yeah, very true. I mean, those things must take some pretty ridiculous things. There was an interesting crossover that they did a long time ago that, if you've ever played Metal Gear Peace Walker, which is hands down my favorite Metal Gear, it's, like, basically they had this crossover for the post friggin' crazy post content, wherein, yeah, they just had a Monster Hunter crossover, and so you're just there with, like, rocket launchers and railguns and everything else, and just fighting dragons and wyverns and whatever. God, it was so nuts. Okay, so the final three... Oh... Oh! Okay, when I inevitably lose to this guy pretty much immediately, I have to check. Does that back part actually increase his EO? I've never checked. I know it does for the shell EO, but I don't know if it does for that one. Good. Science. Check this out. Okay, I can throw these away. They will not become relevant. Alright. There you are. Ooh. Rockets. Ability. Oh, nope. We're going for a dogfight. There he goes. There's a burn. There's the hands. Okay. Seems like I can somewhat dogfight this guy. He's not as aggressive as I would have figured. Again, he might be saving himself for the rest of the fight. Using the EO more than I would have figured. If he's using his, yeah, if he's trying to use EO... Let's see, he's using his finger sparingly. He might be using EO for wear down. Might be going for a slash. Very careful with his shots. Interesting. Man, I wish you guys would stop leading me out of the dang map. I kind of wish this map didn't have a little outside corner. It's a nice touch, but, yeah, that's why you should never approach from behind. You're gonna get rockets to the face. All things considered, despite his carefulness on shots, he doesn't seem to be going for a full lock. Child, where are you? It's fine. It's fine. They're just like going around using this like not really a blanket thing. It's kind of like this mat that they used to play on. Going around and using it as a sled. Alright, where are you, bud? You get stuck. Alright. Oh, that little middle part. Weird, because you always kind of want to adjust your aim for that middle part. Oh, he's going for rockets, right. I keep forgetting that so many of these use ECM rockets. Oh, you know what? Oh! Okay, so if and when we get to TBM to do this, God, I hope he gets annoyed at those ECM rockets. I'm expecting it to happen. Like, I can just imagine now. There's gonna be some serious salt over those things, because he has so many ACs just built to take punishment. Let's see. I'll get some of the weapons that make the spur handle, just like the longsword has chains running down it. If you want, well, yeah, pretty much. Which is why speed wasn't really taken into consideration for that one, because there's really no form to those things. Like, there's no specific like weapon type form, because you wouldn't really have the dexterity at that point to actually redirect that thing. And funnily enough, it's one of those cases where continuously spinning would actually be a practical use of those things. I saw this analysis by a sword instructor was going along and specifically going for ultra greatswords and that sort of thing. And yeah, sometimes just actually, that's the one time where spin moves would actually make sense. Any other time they're just flashy and it'll get somebody friggin' decapitated. Why am I repeatedly doing this? Okay, DD10s. Dead weight, lots of DPS. Always going with those spine legs, huh? I guess you could say there's a lot of spine to this. That wasn't an emo rockets? Oh, was that a generator jammer? I'm gonna have to double check in just a moment. I should have taken that moment to throw away some stuff. Okay, you're going for aggressive. Throw those away because I need the extra speed now. There you go. Ah, dang it. The howitzer stunned me out of the perfect shot. So, weird thing is, the stun effect still applies to the rocket. So, like, if there's like a howitzer or a linear or whatever else, anything that messes with your stability still messes up rockets. Despite the fact that they're just facing forward and should be able to shoot, they still have that delay on them. Alright, are you gonna have a phase 2? You know what this is? This is kind of like going from, like, Souls or whatever else to Bloodborne, where suddenly there's just a phase 2 to everything, and just, like, this wasn't even my final form kind of moment. And that's where you should have been, but you're stuck. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, child, what's up? What's up, kiddo? You can't open the gate? Alright, Dad's coming. Open. Go. Okay, there we go. Oh, was it well-adjusted rocket? Fair enough, fair enough. Oh! An email from Comcast. It's summer, storm season, that's why Comcast isn't gonna work. Also known as Comcast, just straight up doesn't work some of the times. Okay, Project Nymbus. The guy who this thing is named after. Using the ever-so-lovely Mark II. Oh, the Sawa MK2 is such a friggin' sexy-looking gun. Alright. We got that. Okay. I should have just about everything. Actually, wait. You are... Yeah, that's the generator jammer. GJ20s. Clever. I would have expected more of those, to be totally honest. I mean, they were cheap enough to get friggin' banned from tournaments, so... Actually, okay, I think I just threw the fight there. I threw away the second one. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. Doesn't matter, I shouldn't be drinking coffee at 7 o'clock. I won't be able to sleep. Come on, take a shot. Oh, you have made a mistake. You're so stuck. I need at least one burn on him before I can stop burning my generator here. Okay, good job on that stun. Yeah, come to think of it, speaking of well-adjusted or not well-adjusted or whatever else, whatever happened to the whole emo thing? Like, it's funny because it was always, you know, haha, such and such is emo when I was in school and everything. And a few years later it just became scene, which was apparently just like emo but more pretentious. It was like a mix of the emo and the douchey, like, liberal arts hipster. Which is weird because I'm gonna think that, have you seen all these weird commercials lately? Like, there's some guy going around posting commercials like, oh, you're funding dangerous people. They went to liberal arts colleges and they're gonna destroy your livelihood. And it's like, really? You're going around calling people dangerous after doing all kinds of other nefarious crap now? God, politics suck. Like, try to avoid news, can't avoid news. There we go. So, there's Mr. Nymbus defeated, as well as the entire thing defeated. So I'll try and attempt Deathless at some point. Feel like it's pretty well possible. Most of the ones that have happened have been either simple mistakes or just stupid ones. So yeah, that one, man, good friggin' job. That one was incredible. Like, I can't wait to see how the others do. Because those maneuvers were really something. This was really something else. Like, thank you. Like, absolute thank you on this one, man. So, yeah. Give this one a go. Give a try to Mr. Javelins for friggin' striking gold here yet again with this stuff. And yeah, thank you for showing up. Hang on, that is the last one, right? Rokar's Pit. What's Rokar's Pit a reference to, by the way? What is that? Dauntless? Monster clone that's around? I don't know. Never heard of Dauntless. Yeah, I don't know. So, okay. So yeah, you guys have fun with this one. Can't wait to see the other runs. By the way, Mr. Cow, like I said, whenever I find that ship, I'll make sure to include his arenas in here too. So due to the fact that some of them override others, I'll probably include his, let's see, these ones, the ones from the last set, or rather the, like, grand finale of the last set, and then just, like, everything else that'll fit from there, since you kind of have a maximum of slots that end up happening. Either way, I have them all saved on here, so I have all the files ready to go on a chip as soon as I friggin' find where I put another SD card. So, thank you guys as always, have a great one, and, you know, hopefully we'll get more AC stuff soon. You know, hopefully that Daemon X Machina thing turns out to actually be amazing, and maybe that'll tide us over until AC6 is announced, or a remake. Personally, I prefer a remake to AC6, but whatever. Anyway, see you then. Have a good one. Take care.